Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. Again, camera still seems to be picking, still really dark. I don't know why it does that, not sure. Maybe I'll try and play around with it one of these days, actually. Yeah, CODX was hot pre-market, but it had a bearish divergence basically all of pre-market, so it was pretty obvious it was going to come down. I'll show that to you guys in just a bit here too. What's going on? So as you guys can see by the title of the video, there are no stocks really on my watch list today, and that's just because not really a big fan of not really a big fan of any of the movers so far today. There's things I'm considering doing and considering watching, but nothing really jumped out this morning that seemed extremely good. So for me, I'm just kind of on standby today. The summer trading is here for sure. Can feel it. It's slower. More of the moves, the moves you're trading in winter are more explosive, meaning you'll make more money faster. And again, when summer's here, things are going to be a little bit slower. So, past couple days I made like $300. I think yesterday I made like $40. So just not really getting behind the momentum in a lot of my trades, which is resulting in smaller wins, which is resulting in that grinding kind of fashion. So, we will see. BBBY. Oh, they were supposed to report earnings. I didn't see it, or have not yet. Yeah, I mean, didn't really do much. I mean, it had an earnings report. The formation on the chart's pretty ugly. Let's see, low point, that's accurate. No, I actually should probably be long. Yeah, probably be well, hold on before I jump the gun on that. Yeah, I mean, probably consider getting long on BBBY, not because of the earnings, but because it's down at a nice, relatively I wouldn't say it's at a support, but it will become support. Okay, because we bounced here once, which means we'll most likely try and bounce here again. Basically, since this point in time where my cursor's at, we've been trending. Hold on. We've been trending down on BBBY since this point on the chart where my cursor's at, all the way down. And meanwhile, the whole time, the RSI or your momentum's been starting to trend up. So this whole time there's been a bullish divergence taking place. Has yet to actually play out. Does it mean it will? No, not necessarily, because this earnings report is really bad enough, and then BBBY comes crashing down. Then this trend on the RSI will then break, which will most likely make the bullish divergence more inaccurate. Nonetheless, I'd still be more long bias until it really, really breaks down for right now on BBBY. And with it being, with it being about $10, you can't really expect it to move all that much. It might move 40, 50 cents in the day now. So it's like, it's really not trying to hold a trade all day long just for 50 cents. So, yes. Lucas already, I'm already short AMD. So it's funny to say, I'm already short 50 shares. It's not a lot. I just started getting short yesterday. Might get a little more short today. I tried to short on my little small account I have in Webull. If you guys are familiar with Webull, different trading broker, a little app thing. Anyways, I think I had like $45 in there. And I was like, I should short one share of AMD, but you need to have at least 2,000 in that account to short, which I just didn't even think of at the time. So yeah, I'm already swing short 50 shares. It wasn't a lot. Just wanted to get started yesterday, but I'll probably be adding a little bit more today, depending on how it looks. Maybe we'll see. Not quite sure. But yes, it's trading up towards its previous all-time high, which most likely means it's going to pull back at its all-time high, at least for 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 days. And then it will bounce, giving it a retest of all-time highs. If it fails that bounce, you'll have more of a drastic pullback. But there's not any sort of breakout formation for AMD unless something really random occurs. But the natural the natural movement of a stock would cause AMD to pull back 1, 2, 3 days here from all-time highs. NIO, I mean, I won't trade NIO. I know it's a little bit appealing because it's cheap. But I mean, it reached $4, which was kind of, well, actually, no, it wasn't. No, I said up to 450 would be the level I would be most in. There is no, we said gap something. Let me see. NIO, the gap closing level. There is no gap on NIO's chart, so I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Unless you're referring to the one up towards 9, which that's definitely just not going to happen. Yep, gold started gapping up a bit. Yep. Yeah, there's been a few penny stock movers. CEI, though, is an anomaly, so you shouldn't normally expect something like CEI. And we mentioned it, too. We said, yeah, keep an eye on this reverse split. It's very well, it could go on a run, and then it did. Yeah, CEI, don't ever anticipate that, though. Most reverse splits don't trade like that. It's something that can happen, but most likely doesn't happen, so don't get your hopes up for reverse stock splits to do that because they normally don't. And even yesterday, I mean, VISL was good pre-market, but I mean, the day wasn't even really that. I mean, this trading day wasn't even really good. I mean, there was one short squeeze here. I mean, after that, I mean, yeah, it was good. There was bounce plays, but I mean, it wasn't a nice trending stock that most people could accurately trade. Unless you understand short squeezes, you wouldn't have known what's going on here. Unless you can identify, bullish pennant, you wouldn't realize that this was going to short squeeze there. So, I mean, even it was decent. Yeah, it was good. It had a big run pre-market, but when market opened, it really didn't perform all that well. I mean, it was basically forming a short the whole day. I mean, basically from pre-market, just started rounding a top the whole time. So, anyways, yeah, it's all right. Okay, so there's VISL. Anyways, sorry about that. Kind of went on a little ramble. Yeah, was that Delta? DLA? No, DLTA? What is Delta? DAL. Yeah, DAL doing pretty decent off for earnings. Not a whole lot of volume. It's going to put it right at about all-time highs. Is it not? Yep, just at about all-time highs. So, yeah, I wouldn't expect DAL to break out over all-time highs today. So, probably stay below 62. It could break over, but I wouldn't be inclined to see DAL over 62. It's first attempt at all-time highs. It's possible because it's an earnings report. If it was just a regular trading movement, then I'd for sure be on the fence or on the side of the fence that says it doesn't break. But considering it's earnings, it could, but I'm still on the side that it's not going to break over all-time high. CVS, yeah, CVS is on a really nice move, probably up about 3-4 points this morning, right over or right into resistance. So I think CVS has already made a really decent move this morning pre-market, considering at the price point it's at. I wouldn't look for too much more to the upside. I'd actually be more inclined to see a pullback now on CVS rather than being long bias, at least like in the shorter time frame. So yeah, I would probably look for a pullback out of the gates on CVS. Oh, yeah, that little black circle, that is OBS. So something I was considering looking at was AMRN. This is like the only one that I was even probably going to watch this long bias. Just watching it. Look at this stock, and I looked at this pullback. This pullback seems like the pullback that's not really going to go much further down. Actually looks like we're going to squeeze back up. That's kind of the envision I have. So probably going to watch AMRN long today. Look for it to break over 2240. Or yeah, that's right, 2240 with a push to the upside. But crude oil, I don't really trade crude. I don't pay attention to crude oil, so I wouldn't really know. Roku's decent. Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin might. Actually, I don't really know. I don't keep an eye on Bitcoin. I probably should, but I don't really keep an eye on that. What did someone say? Someone's saying something about something. Oh yeah, Facebook's decent. Facebook pressed up into kind of a new high from this year. I think it was this year. Yeah, new high of this year. Still really not crazy about it. Yeah, I mean, today just, I don't know, there's nothing that has really great formation for me. So I'm probably just going to sit on my hands for quite a big portion of the morning. FCL, there's really nothing there. I mean, or wait, no, this is that little sub penny stock that ran up a couple days back. This one depends on the formation. Yeah, I'd watch that long bias today for a move up towards previous highs of about 95. That might be okay. I could see a nice move on that. Yeah, so I'd probably be more long bias on FCL right now. Actually, maybe not necessarily more long bias, but I can see a long bias trade. But again, I don't trade sub penny stocks like ever. SLV, nothing really going on with SLV. SLV is still in the $14 range, which means it's still at a pretty good support area, demand zone. SLV is really not going to start moving until we have some really big economic crisis or some type of recessional move. If gold continues to break out and push higher, then SLV is going to continue to follow the direction of gold. But since gold is more of a prominent precious metal than silver, silver will lag the price of gold, which basically means silver is going to move slower than gold as gold goes up. So again, that's all you had there with silver. And sorry it's so dark in here. It's really weird. It makes me look like some creepy stock trader just hiding in a closet or something. Nice, good work. EA was dropping the other day, right? Was this the one I said to do? I feel like somebody asked me if you should be swing trading this. See, what most people are probably doing with EAs, they're probably buying up these dips right here. That was basically, if you wanted to be trading EA, you should have been buying the dips down here for a long, and then selling into this move as it goes up. Now that the move's already started, I probably wouldn't be buying it. What I'd be doing is actually kind of watching it to see if it pushes up into these lines right around 98 and see if it actually rolls over. Because if this thing rolls over and breaks down this level, it'll be an extremely big panic crash all the way down till about 79 most likely. But they also have earnings. It's next month. What is that? It's 7th. Oh, it's end of this month. Excuse me. It's on 7/30. End of this month. They have earnings, which will be the determining factor of whether or not this thing breaks up or breaks down. So I'd probably leave it alone for right now. Yes, I do think the market will have a pullback. It's inevitable. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The day trading course is extremely long because there is an extreme amount of information that you actually have to know in order to be good at doing this game. So when you come across a course that teaches you 3 simple strategies, just know it's usually a bunch of bullshit. Really? Okay, maybe it's not a bunch of bullshit, but more likely than not, if anybody is promising you success via 1, 2, or 3 steps, that's usually 3 steps downstairs off a cliff to failure, because you need to know far more information to successfully understand what's taking place in the market in order to trade it successfully. As per why my course is so long. Probably longer. I mean, hell, I don't even know. I think I did the math one day. I think there was like 3. 70. I think it was like 3. Wait, it's 24, 40. Yeah, like 3 or 4 days of material. So, yeah, 24, 48. Yeah, it was like 80 or 90 or 100 hours worth of content in there. So it was a couple days worth of material. And it's pretty old too. I haven't even really gone through and revised. I've been trying to find time to do that, but just really haven't had the time. And I want to revise. It'll be so much better if I revise it. So there's some things that are a little old that I want to fix. And when you enroll into the course, I mean, you get it for life. So anything that changes or becomes new or gets updated, you always can go back and view it. It's not like once you buy it, you don't get any updated version of it. So, yeah, it'll definitely change over the years as well. What was I just thinking? There's something on my mind. Maybe it was a message I was reading. Paco, yeah. So, but when you say so short AMD, right? You have to know what it is you're trading. You're trading a double top pullback short. You're not trading AMD short because you think AMD is going to crash all the way to 25, right? So you have to be able to anticipate what kind of move you're actually trading. So this is another thing where traders will fail is you have to be able to understand what type of long play are you taking. Are you taking a 1-day bounce play long? Are you taking a 2-week long play swing trade? Are you taking a 2-day bounce? Are you trading a 1-minute breakout, a 5-minute setup? Is it a Fibonacci retracement? I mean, there's so many different types of setups, techniques, and basically tracks that you can take to trading that you have to be able to understand what it is you're actually doing, right? You know, I'm not shorting AMD to make $10,000 as it falls to 25. No, I'm shorting AMD because we know it's at about 34 something, which is the all-time high, which most likely means there are people sandbagging and holding bag holding the stock up at about 34 because they were naive and they started buying the stock at 34 when it was running like crazy, because when something's running like crazy, it's really easy to identify that it's running like crazy. And when it's running up like crazy, the stock looks really good. And when something looks really good, psychologically, you'll be more inclined to buy something that looks really good, just like you would be more inclined to sleep with a woman or a man that is very attractive than you would if the woman or the man were very unattractive. Same concept in trading. You're more likely to approach and buy something that looks really good rather than when it looks really shitty. So when AMD was running up to 34 last time, it looked really, really good. There was good news, and it brings the attention of many, many retail, institutional, and hedge fund, doesn't really matter, private investors, whoever you want to speak to. Brings in a lot of traders, and any one of those traders that keeps buying up at 34 and doesn't sell, holds the bag. Next time the stock approaches 34, those sandbaggers, not sandbaggers, that's the opposite, those bag holders are going to start selling at 34 because now they're break even and they're going, thank gosh, I went from 34 down to 28 and now I'm back I'm just going to get out. And they're going to create the selling pressure while people like us understand that we're going to come in and short their selling pressure, basically. No, it's probably just yours. Mine updates all the time. How do you eventually start at? You'll start at it. I mean, you'll start adding when you do this. You'll start adding it when you feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable is when you start to understand that you can make good trades. When you start to make good trades, your confidence goes up. You start hesitating less. Everything is just a snowball effect in trading. And really all it is time. I start adding size when I'm actually performing well, and I'll start decreasing size when I'm not performing well. Like right now, I'm not even trading that well. Granted, it's summer, it's slower, but I'm not going to blame the summer on me not trading as well. There's always money out there to make. You just have to find it. Though in summer, opportunities kind of shrink a little bit, so it does become a bit harder. But nonetheless, no excuse to not make money. Still been making money, just not as big of money. Like, VISL ran like crazy pre-market, but I wasn't on VISL pre-market. I was on other things, right? And I didn't trade whatever this day. I traded something else. So, you'll have your good days, you'll have your bad days, you'll have your slow days, and it's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the game. And if you try to fight it, you'll get smoked. If you go with it, you'll live. Nope, I don't really trade pharmaceuticals or biotechs. Anyways, yeah, we're getting pretty close. We're about 8:57. Oh shit, I gotta sneeze. Hello. I'll wake you up. So anyways, yeah, I mean, it's a slow guy. It's seeming pretty slow right now. So I think I'm going to watch AMRN. I'm just going to watch Roku Going to watch AMD because AMD is at a good topping point. The market, honestly, I'm so over the market. I'm just beyond over the market as a whole. It's just, I cannot keep up with Donald Trump and the fake bullshit trade tariffs and Jerome Powell this and people saying that and it's just like, I'm so over it. But anyways, it's fun. It's a good time though. Anyways, I mean, I don't really do. I mean, I can, but there's so many other people you can learn long-term investing from. I'm really good at trading. I understand trading very well. I don't understand fundamental trading because I never took the time to learn it. But it is something that I will eventually learn, and at that point, I'll teach it. But again, I don't teach stuff I don't know. It's not morally correct to do that. Yep, coupon still available for July 50 or 50% off from July if you want. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna get back to our group. Everybody take care, have a good day, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning for another stream. Have a good one. Don't blow your account.